My name is Matt Wooden. I'm a fourth grade teacher at Binford Elementary School. Binford is a wonderfully diverse community. It reminds me a lot of the elementary school where I grew up on the northwest side of Indianapolis. The school where I grew up had a large refugee population, and it set the foundations for me as someone who wanted the world at his doorstep, and that's what Binford is. It's a school that has the world coming to it, which is just a phenomenal privilege as a school. Truthfully, I started working with children when I was about 11 or 12, so when I was a kid. At my church growing up, I didn't want to go to the church services, and so I would go and ask if I could help with the youngest kids. And then I looked into opportunities with the Children's Museum in Indianapolis and volunteered there, and so kids had always been a part of my life in some capacity, but I didn't really think about getting into education until someone said, you do this pretty well. Have you thought about doing it for a job? And so I worked in children's ministry at a local church for 10 years. And then a lot of my job was planning events, was coordinating volunteers. And I thought, really, what I want to do is be with kids the whole time. And so I transitioned into elementary education about 7 years ago. And I teach now right across the street from the church where I started. So I've done my whole career here in this block. I feel proud that this fourth grade place has become a home for a lot of students. Fourth grade is special for a few reasons. Kids go from 9 years old to 10 years old in their fourth grade year, which means they go from their first half of their years spent at home to the second half of their years spent at home. And so there's something special about fourth grade in general, right? It's kind of a turning point. But it's also special, fourth grade is special in the curriculum because it's the only time you ever do Indiana history. It's the only time you focus in on the things that are really right around you and the stories that are happening right around you. There are a few people that come to mind when I think about the people to whom I'm most indebted as an educator. I think about people like Brenda Whitaker, who's the principal at Edgewood Primary School out in Ellettsville, who was the first person that encouraged me really to think about working with children professionally. I think about my supervising teacher when I was student teaching. I think about Debbie Stone out at Edgewood Intermediate School, whose years of experience and high expectations really got me ready for the job. I think about Heather Weatherby. Heather was the person who got me started here at Binford. She showed up over the weekend to help me set up my classroom and was the support that I leaned on constantly through those first few years of teaching.